Stephen Rhodes here at the Hilton in College Station. I'm here with LSU goalie Mo Isom. Thanks for joining me today.
No problem. Thank you so much.
We got lots to talk about. That you used to be a sportscaster, co-host your own sports talk radio show in Georgia, 790 The Zone, and ABC Radio Disney. Can you tell me about that?
I did. I started in radio and in acting very early on, at a pretty young age. And one of the first radio jobs that I got was a kid correspondent for Radio Disney. So we would make a lot of live appearances, go to concerts, go to games, and also recorded a lot of radio commercials for them. Then a year or two later, I picked up with AM 790 The Zone and was dubbed the youngest sportscaster in America. So when I was about 11 years old, worked with them for a little over a year, had a weekly show, got to go to bowl games. I mean, Thrashers hockey games in Atlanta. It was based out of Atlanta. It was awesome, a great experience. I probably didn't realize exactly how big of a deal it was when I was that young, but it was a lot of fun.
Were you one of the cool kids then? Because I remember when I was that age, Radio Disney, that was like their prime time, you know?
Oh yeah, Disney was huge then, and Radio Disney was bumping. It was the station to listen to if you were 9 or 10. So I like to consider myself a cool kid. Maybe no one else would probably agree with that, but I convince myself I'm cool. So.
Have you done any other acting and modeling?
I have. I've acted for probably a little over a decade, 10 or 11 years, and have done a lot of commercials, a lot of video work, and some modeling as well back in Atlanta. Sort of had to put it on the back burner when I came to college, but that really was a big element of my youth growing up, and also sort of segued my love of broadcast journalism, which is what I study now in college.
I guess I'm kind of skipping ahead here. You mentioned your major being broadcast journalism. You've got so many different things past the soccer career. Do you want to continue soccer? I know you're going to try out for the football team. We'll talk more about that, but what's your goal for the future?
Ultimately, I really just love telling people stories. I certainly have a heart for sports and sports journalism. Ideally would love to work for ESPN. I mean, I think that's every sports broadcaster's dream. But I really just enjoy sort of getting inside the head and the heart of athletes and telling their stories off the field, and the impact that they've had and the difference that they've made. So that is ultimately a big goal. I would love to work in sports journalism in that field. I'm not exactly sure how it will look. You know, I'm just waiting for God to open certain doors. When He does, and I'll follow that path then. But that's really a big dream of mine.
And that's a good way to look at it. The state of women's soccer growing, and just really soccer in general, would you want to do broadcast journalism, or are you just pretty much open to any sport? I'm
really open to all types of sports. I'm not necessarily driven to be soccer specific. That's certainly the sport that I'm most familiar with, simply because I've played my whole life. But I'm a sports lover. So, I mean, football, hockey, basketball, baseball, you name it. And that's really big passions of mine. So it would definitely be broad, not soccer specific.
So you're a big football fan. Have you always liked football?
I am a huge football fan. My father played in college, and since as far back as I can remember, that is a mainstay in our household is football season, amateur, or not amateur, but college and pros alike. So it is definitely a big passion of mine, is sort of ingrained in me growing up.
Well, of course, one of your favorites has got to be LSU football. And I want to mention them, but do you have any other favorites, like pro teams or college teams growing up?
I love the Falcons, just simply because they're in Atlanta. Grew up going to Falcons games my whole life, pretty much. I do love watching the Broncos as well. They're not having the strongest season this year, but I'm a big Broncos fan. And then other colleges, also sort of grew up near Georgia Tech football, so we'd go to some of those games. Not a UGA fan, sorry. Big LSU fan, obviously, and for great reason. We are number 1. So watch out for the national championship this year. But
what do you think of A&M going to the SEC?
You know, y'all are an A&M station, so I need to pick my words wisely. I think they are biting off a lot to chew. I think it'll be very interesting to see A&M come into the SEC. Obviously, SEC football is the number 1 conference in the nation, and A&M does have a very powerful team, great program. It will be big competition. I think that they will, it'll be really interesting to see how it shakes out with all the teams in the SEC. But I mean, we welcome them. It'll be fun football to watch.
So with you wanting to go to football, tell me how that started.
It was obviously, as I said before, I've grown up with football, big part of our family's tradition and a real love of mine. And back in January, it sort of just hit me like a ton of bricks that college, my athletic career was sort of coming to a close. And I am so unbelievably proud to be a Tiger. I mean, I love representing LSU. I love everything that LSU represents and brings to the table when it comes to college sports and when it comes to college in general. And I really just took it to prayer. I felt like my time here wasn't done yet, and I really wanted to take on a challenge. So I really just put it to prayer and asked God what He was sort of trying to lay out there for me. And towards the end of January, it hit me like a brick wall. It was like, go for football, college football, and what an awesome opportunity. I started training back in January. As soon as I came up with the idea, I approached the guys about it, the soccer team and the football team, very close, great friendships there. And I approached them and sort of laid the idea on them, thinking I'd really hit a lot of closed doors. They were so excited about it. They were like, the minute I messaged them, they're like, okay, what time you want to get out to the indoor and practice? When do you want us to meet us out there? And I was like, yes, let's do this. So it's been, 11 months now of training, and the players have been on board and supportive. The coaches have been so supportive, so excited about it, and really fostering that growth and that development. I trained with the football team the whole summer, kicked with them as they train in the summer. They can't actually train with the coaches, but the players will all get together and work out, and worked out with them, trained with them, kicked with the kickers, and I'm really, really looking forward to this spring when I get my official tryout in March. Yeah, so it's definitely something that it's a challenge that I've wanted to take on and just see how I could do, and really sort of bite the bullet on it and go for it. And it's coming together beautifully. Where I thought I would hit a lot of closed doors, it's been a lot of open doors, and people are really excited about it. So we'll see, fingers crossed, but focused on soccer right now. But when my eligibility is done at the end of this fall, it'll be all football from there on out. Hopefully can make the squad.
It really shows that it was meant to be with the way they all welcomed you. Ask you, did you see about that girl? She kicked the game-winning field goal for her football team and was homecoming queen during halftime. How'd that make you feel?
I did see that. I thought that was really, really special. I think it's pretty phenomenal what she's done at the high school level, and what a special treat to be able to kick the game-winning field goal and be crowned homecoming queen. I think it's awesome, and coincidentally enough, on homecoming court this year. So maybe I can repeat something like that. But she seems like an awesome girl, and what a great opportunity.
I was going to say, I saw that you're a candidate for homecoming queen. So if there's any Tiger students watching this for some reason,
better vote. Vote soon.
Yeah. Let's get to Mo versus. Didn't Shaq have a show a little bit like this? Another LSU Tiger? He did.
And that was sort of a catalyst for the way that this idea was born. It was actually 2 years ago, last season. Me and one of the graduate assistants got together, and we thought, what could be a really fun way to sort of promote the program, get people to pay attention to when the games are, come out to the matches. And we were tossing around all different types of ideas, and Shaq Versus came up. And what he did is he took on other professional athletes and tried to play their sport. So that idea was sort of born. It was cut short last season because I got injured, and we'd only done an episode or two. But this season, I really just approached the media department again, and I was like, I would love to do this again. It got great feedback last year. And we sort of just rolled with it and have been able to build it. And the momentum it's picked up has been unbelievable. I mean, last year we were like stoked to get like 2,000 hits on YouTube. And now I think the Mo versus Tyrann Mathieu video has over 60,000 hits. So it's just so fun. I mean, the guys love it. As soon as we filmed the first one this year, my phone was like blowing up, like calls and texts. And from the guys like, okay, I got to be the next one. You want to take me on? Like, this is the challenge we could do, blah, blah, blah. And it's just been so fun. It sort of has unrolled from there, and it's a weekly thing we try to put together when we can, and I think it gets great feedback from the fans as well, so it's an honor to do it.
Do you have a favorite challenge that you've done? I particularly like the planking. That was pretty good.
The planking was so fun, and that was a last-minute idea. Everything that we do is just improv. So I have a rough idea of what I want the challenges to be, but everything we say, how it all plays out is just totally improv. So it is so fun to put the guys on the spot and see how they respond to it. Planking was hilarious. I couldn't believe the places Tyron planked. He pulled himself up onto that crossbar. It was insane. But I really loved doing the video with Brad Wing. That one was so much fun just because he's a character. And then also the Mo versus Zach Mettenberger was a blast too, because he's ridiculous as well. Those are 2 victories I wish I would have pulled out, because they rub it in every day they see me. They totally rub it in. But yeah, all the boys are such good sports about it, and they have a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of them joined you on that latest one with Brad, and so are they impressed with how well you've progressed?
Yeah. I mean, kicking wise, there's a couple of the videos where it's really me kicking footballs. I mean, kickoffs with the Brad one, and field goals on the Mettenberger one, and the guys have really, football-wise, the guys have been so excited and supportive of the progress that I've made, because it really has been huge strides since when I began. But when it comes down to just the broadcast element of it and the fun Mo versus thing, they love it. Like, it has picked up so much steam within the team, and they all compete against who's going to be the next one to film one. And they have a lot of fun.
You got another one coming up?
We do. We're trying to pull one together for next week. It's been a little tough. We've had some big football weekends with Bama. Everything went on hiatus for like 2 weeks. The campus just shut down. But we're trying to pull together the next one, hopefully for this coming week. So I can't give anything away. Obviously, you're going to have to look on YouTube.
Of course, and that's LSU Sports.
The name of the YouTube channel, I want to say, is just LSU Sports or LSU Sportsnet or something like that. But really, you can just type in Mo versus in the search bar, and they'll pull them all up.
Now, moving on to soccer, the first thing I got to ask about is that 90-yard goal. I know that's it's been a few years.
Yes.
I think that was your first year, right?
That was my freshman year, and my freshman year 15 minutes of fame lives on. That was really just a crazy experience. Really a blessing to have something like that occur in a game. Just set up for a routine free kick. Tried to play it up as far as I could to one of my forwards, and it ended up hitting it really well, and it took the perfect bounce and right into the back of the net. So it was an anomaly. It was something that I've tried many a times to repeat, and it is difficult. But that was really just a special experience, and to have a Sports Center top play, number 3 play on Sports Center as a freshman was mind-boggling. But ultimately, it brought a lot of great attention to LSU soccer and to women's college soccer as a whole. And that was what was the biggest win of everything. Just women's college soccer got a little national attention for a minute.
Does that usually happen, 90-yard goals? I tried to look it up, and I couldn't find it.
I think one other individual has scored a 90-yard goal, and that was David Beckham, and that was off the dribble, where he caught the keeper out and hit it well. Some keepers have scored off of punts, but I have never seen a video or heard of another individual, the ball on the ground, striking it, scoring from 90 yards. That's like 1 in a trillion to happen. So I'm still a little shocked that it actually happened to me. Weird, but very rare.
You've got a lot of records. I guess probably the top goalie in LSU history. 30 shutouts, 50 wins. I think. Talk about just LSU soccer in general, your journey there.
Right. Well, my career here as a whole has been so unbelievable for so many different reasons. It's really been a roller coaster ride with a lot of personal tragedy that's happened, great successes on the soccer field, a lot of family difficulty. I lost my father to suicide after my freshman season. I was in a really bad car accident after my sophomore season. And then junior season sort of fell victim to injury with my Achilles tendon. But the first 2 seasons where I was very healthy were record breaking. Literally, it was really a whirlwind to come in and to be able to perform so well. I was so glad to be able to help my team in that regard. Had 2 very strong years. Was named freshman All-American and a lot of All-SEC honors. Broke different records that had currently been held at LSU, and it really, I think, was not simply a testament to myself, but a testament to the goalkeeper coaching, the coaching staff as a whole, the program as a whole. LSU soccer really sold me on a vision when they were recruiting me that it was a growing program and that we were going to do big things. And I would be an ingredient of that growth. So it was sort of a humbling decision to step into a program that was a little bit off the radar versus a big program and, have a lot of glory right away. I mean, it was a tough decision, but this was really home for me. LSU was, and everything that the coaches sold us on happened. They were very, very accurate and really achieved great goals in that time. And, it was really humbling to struggle with the injury junior year, to have Megan Kinnaman come in, who is our other goalkeeper, and she's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, she's an animal in goal. She's really, really brings a lot to the table. To have that competition, really tough, very humbling. And to sort of lose that junior season, there's a lot of reasons I wish I could have it back. I mean, more shutouts, could break more records, could do big things. But ultimately, Megan did a great job contributing to our team. And coming in senior year, so much gained perspective on what it was worth and really, needing to fight to get my position back and what that was going to look like playing. And so I learned a lot that year, but this senior year has been amazing as well. And really every game has been so bittersweet. Senior year, I think any athlete understands that you appreciate that year a little bit more. And it has been an excellent year. We're very proud of where we are now and looking forward to playing the Aggies.
Yeah, so they're coming in after winning a championship, and y'all are coming off, and really not even put it that way, just they're coming off of a win, and y'all are coming off of a loss. What advantages and disadvantages do you think that you guys have from that?
Right. I mean, it was certainly tough to lose. We were knocked out first round of our SEC tournament. We were knocked out by Auburn, who eventually won the tournament, which we were very happy for them. That was great representation for the SEC West. But, we are coming off of a loss and a couple losses there towards the end of the season. And I think that can carry both positive and negative vibes into matches like this. Obviously, the Aggies are coming off a big win, and we were sort of talking about it the other day on the bus. That's really special, we thought, for them to win the last conference tournament they'd ever play in this conference, for them to win that championship. That's really special for them, and I'm sure they're really running on a high right now. But, we come into the game with great perspective. We've faced the Aggies before. It's always really even talent level, competition. It's going to be a fight for both teams. And it's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere tomorrow. I mean, y'all's stadium is incredible, and your fan base is unbelievable. So it'll definitely be a challenge. But we, we're the type of team that you play a game, if you lose, you sleep it off, and the next day we're a team again, and we're starting fresh. So we recognize the achievements we've had this season, and we're coming into this game with great energy, great momentum, as I'm sure the Aggies are as well. So I think it'll be a really good matchup.
Playing them 2 years ago in the tournament, do you think that helps out you? The other seniors?
I think it does. My freshman year, we played here for the NCAA tournament. Now, we didn't play against Texas A&M, but we did play in this environment. So that's for the senior class to have that experience, know what it's going to be like. We can really nurture and teach the younger kids to sort of brace yourself. We've also competed against A&M a couple times in the spring exhibition games. So it gives us a good vibe for their playing style, which obviously changes a bit every year. But, we sort of can gauge the energy of the game off of that. And then 2 years ago, to have played them at home in the NCAA tournament. Also, obviously you have players cycling in and out, new freshmen coming in, seniors graduating. But you still, as a player, having that experience can sort of inform your underclassmen what it's going to be like, the energy they're going to bring forward. I mean, the level of that program, and you can sort of equate it to, okay, we played this team and their similar style to how the Aggies usually play. We watch film. I mean, we're very ready for it. But it helps to have that experience a little bit.
It should be a good one. Before I let you go, I wanted you to talk about your Kiss List Till Christmas. Just tell people about that mission and your website and everything about that.
This year, back in January, at the exact same time, actually, that the Lord sort of laid it on my heart to pursue the football. He also sort of laid it on my heart to pursue a year really focused on Him. And for a while, I didn't know what exactly that was supposed to look like, what I was really being called to do. And He sort of just laid it on me that I want you to devote this year to me and to love me completely. And so I started a mission, I guess you could call it, entitled Kissless Till Next Christmas. I thought that was pretty creative. And basically what I've done for this whole year, I started a blog, and I really have taken this time to step away from guys, step away from relationships, dating, physical intimacy, and just focus on my relationship with God and focus on discipling other people and using my experiences, the life experience that I've been through to sort of teach other young kids what it really looks like to love and to be loved and to have healthy relationships. So I started a blog, the Kissless Till Next Christmas blog. It's just www.moisom.com. And I just started sharing my story. And when I finished that, I continued on just a couple times a week. I will just post a blog posting with either a verse or, a lesson that I've learned and sort of break it down, analyze it, and just really try to encourage young people's hearts and what they're doing. It's been the most phenomenal year. I think 90% of the people think I'm crazy, totally crazy, especially in my senior year of college, to be passing up, dates, relationships, that type thing. But it's really been a great year to focus on my relationship with God and not worry about boys, not worry about dating, not worry about any of that. It's been very fulfilling. So I am 11 months strong, no kisses, no nothing, and it's been great. I look forward to the future, and I look forward to the man that God is designing for me. I look forward to meeting him one day, and it's given me great perspective on what a healthy relationship looks like. I'm very proud to do it.
Well, that's a good thing if people, think you're crazy, because
They probably do.
The best way I can compare you is I think of you kind of as a female Tim Tebow, because you've got a lot of the spotlight and you're using it the right way, and you're putting your testimony and everything, and it's a really good thing to see.
Well, I appreciate that. I really do. It does mean a lot to get affirmation from people that really are supportive of it. Funny enough, several people call me T-Mo, which I guess is a takeoff of the Tebow thing. But it's always so inspiring for me to see other female athletes that are walking with God and proud of it, as well as other male athletes. I think that those people, especially even the bigger the platform, the better, can be such great witnesses. And different people take different approaches to it. I'm very evangelical. I mean, I will sit down and have a conversation with you. I will walk up to people and talk to them about it, at the drop of the hat. And some people are a little more, I guess, not withdrawn, but just a little more subtle about it.
Yeah.
Different people witness in different ways. And no matter what, it's bringing glory to God, and it's bringing glory to his kingdom. So I think it's fantastic. And it is an honor to be compared to Tebow, because I admire him a lot.
Well, keep up the good work. Let me end this on, I'm doing the whole No Shave November thing.
I see that. It's looking good.
Yes.
It's coming in well. I'm doing
I know.
it too.
Yeah, you're, yeah.
Little upper lip hair, but
There's also the Movember movement. I don't know if you...
yes.
It's for like Mo mustaches, but I'm thinking that maybe it was one of your fans who started it.
I'm thinking that too. I actually logged on to Google the other day, and the first thing that popped up on my screen was this picture of this awesome mustache, and it was like, what can Mo do for you? And it was Movember, and that was the first time I heard it. I immediately obviously posted it to my Facebook and figured I would get this great response like, haha, it's your month. No responses. No one liked the photo. It was a little embarrassing, but point is, it is Movember, and I hope this is a great month because mustaches are the sweetest form of facial hair, and I look forward to seeing a lot of men with them this month.
Well, hopefully it'll be a good Movember for you tomorrow. Thank you for joining me. Good luck with this and football next year. Hopefully, we'll get to meet again, because I'm sure I'll be at the football game.
Yeah, definitely. We look forward to seeing A&M in the SEC and bringing it to them. I think it'll be a great matchup across the board, all sports. So thank you.